sometimes I wish I never returned back to Nigeria from Ghana so many years ago. I feel my life would have been much more better, but we move. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time of coming across my channel, you are highly welcome. My name is BEFE'S. Guys, please do well to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Turn on the bell notification so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Today I really want to share something very dear to my heart. I want to share something that I wish I knew many years ago, and I feel my life would have been much more better. If you watched my last video, it was a video where I interviewed John Anozie, a pencil artist in Ghana. So please, if you haven't watched that video, please do well to do so immediately you finish watching this video. I interviewed him, and before that interview we had a lot of heart-to-heart talk because we knew ourselves way before we came to Ghana. So we were just, taking a retrospect about our life and how life has been so far for us, and how coming to Ghana helped our life in one way or the other. I shared some regrets with him, of which he also admitted that most of the friends that he had then or he has now are also sharing the same regrets. And I was like, okay, that means I'm not the only one sharing this regret. So I thought of sharing this regret here because I feel it's going to help someone somewhere. You may not be a Nigerian living in Ghana. You might be a Ghanaian living in the diaspora. You can be a Nigerian living in Nigeria. You might be a Ghanaian living in Nigeria. You can be anybody living anywhere, and you might make the same mistake I made so many years ago. So guys, today I want to share some of the regrets I have as a Nigerian that schooled in Ghana and returned back to Nigeria in the year 2019. So a little bit of a background story. I'm a Nigerian, of course, a proud one at that. I'm a Nigerian that did my first degree in Ghana. And after my first degree, well, I say during my first degree, I was fortunate to meet an Ivorian. He was my friend. I was fortunate to meet him, and then we came together. He was already running this multimedia company, and because what I was studying in school was something related to that, so we came together. I joined the company, and we're like, let's move this company to the next level. Let's register this company and see where this company will lead us to. That was how we started working. Funny enough, he was a student at the time. I was a student. We're small. We are young, ambitious foreigners in Ghana, and it was so difficult. We had no proud knowledge as to a foreigner registering a company in Ghana. We walked to the we walked to the office ourselves to find out, to get information. We made a lot of mistakes, but we learned out of all those mistakes. The good thing is that by the grace of God, we were able to register this company, and we started this multimedia company. Though we're in school, but we're joining school with work. It's not like we're mentored or anything, but we're growing. I saw how we grew. We grew from having just a camera or two to a full studio that we could shoot music videos, we could shoot movies. I saw us growing. We finished school. Other people were working in the company. It wasn't just the both of us, and we're forging ahead. I can tell you guys, the places we entered because of this the places we entered because of this business, or will I say this job that we gave to ourselves, it was quite amazing. I don't want to share in details, but at the time also I started my YouTube channel. I think that I started my YouTube channel in 2018, not this YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel called BEFE'S Show. Yes, that YouTube channel was created in 2018, and we're moving. In fact, when I was running that YouTube channel, I did nothing but create content. And when I mean create content, it's just I was just like the creative director, and the creative director just the one that thinks about the idea of the content and then relay it to my boss. He does the shooting, he does the editing, he does the posting. The only thing I did was creating content and replying to comments. That was all. So life was very easy that time when I was in my YouTube. It's not like now that I have to think of an idea, film, edit, post, reply to comment, do practically everything myself. And now I'm doing it with phone. That time I was doing it with a professional camera. Hey, Befe, calm down. It's well with you. Guys, that time it was like easy peasy. That would have been like amazing. Currently that channel has 700 and something subscribers, and I stopped posting on that channel since 2019. I wish I continued. So guys, fast forward to when I had to leave Ghana. I had to leave Ghana for my youth service, National Youth Service Corps. So yes, if you're a Nigerian, no matter where you school, you have to come back home to do your youth service, unless you don't want to have anything to do with Nigeria again. Then you can go, no problem. But if you know you would think of working in Nigeria, or you would want to hold a political post in Nigeria, or want to get an appointment in Nigeria in the nearest future, just serve the country and have your peace. So I had to come serve, because after my university days I stayed back in Ghana because of this job, or this business. I call it a job because of this company. It wasn't rosy, but it was a good start. It was a good start because we've gone through the very tough excuse me guys. So we've gone through the very tough part of the company, which was registering as foreigners. So now it was for us to get contracts, huge contract, big contracts that was going to change our lives for good, and we're working towards the right direction. And then just all of a sudden I said I was going back to Nigeria. I remembered my boss feeling so sad. He felt really bad. He wished I would not go, and at the same time he wanted me to do the right thing, which was going to save my country. So I had to go. Remember, as I had to go, I wasn't going with any camera, I wasn't going with any media team. My YouTube channel was going to come to a halt. We had a plan that, okay, when I get there I'll be shooting content. It wasn't, because I wasn't doing it before, I didn't know it wasn't an easy task. I thought it was something I could just use my phone and shoot content, send it to my boss to edit, because of course I knew nothing about editing then. Send it to my boss to edit so he can edit and post, and life will go on. I thought it was that easy. Little did I know. I wasn't informed. I was hit so hard when I came to Nigeria. The reality of life hit me so the reality of life hit me so hard. But yeah, I couldn't create content. I couldn't even send one content to my boss to edit, not one. So the very last video you see on that BEFE'S show was the very last content I shot in Ghana. Now fast forward to after youth service. Of course, youth service is 1 year. After youth service, I decided to stay back, and that is where most of my regrets started. So let me share some of the things I wish I knew before returning back to Nigeria, or will I say my regrets, or will I say the things I wish I did whilst I was in Ghana before returning, or not even returning at all. Of course, I would have returned from my youth service. No how, I would have saved. But yeah, number one thing is that I shouldn't have returned, because I was figuring out life for myself. You know, there is this stage in your life where you have to sit back and figure out life for yourself, and that was what was happening to me at that point of my life. That's 2019. I was beginning to find my feet. I was beginning to know that area, that line that was going to work out for me. And me returning back to Nigeria at that time just shattered everything. I served in an entity that was not going to help me. Like, it's not a place I was supposed to be at all. That was where I served. It's not like I served, or I tilted my service towards where would have helped my career. No, I did not do that. Of course, at a point you cannot really choose where your service, who will accept you. I just got shattered when I went back to Nigeria, especially after my youth service. At least during my youth service, things were a bit coordinated, because I was serving in a company and hoping to be retained and all of that, but it didn't work that way. So after my youth service, I started figuring out life again, like over again. What am I going to start? And I served in Lagos State, Nigeria, and that was not the state I grew up. I wasn't born and brought up in Lagos State. I didn't know anybody in Lagos State aside few friends, and even my friend that I was staying with at the time, she was also 7. So it's not like you knew people at the top that you will communicate to or communicate with and things to be sorted out for you. No, I submitted applications severally to work in 9 to 5. Like everything, it was just me finding myself. I delved into businesses. I delved into different businesses. I don't want to start pointing out businesses that I ventured into. It's people that are very close to me, my friends and my family, that can really share these struggles with you guys. But it's not something I want to share here. Towards the end of 2022, I was like, should I pick up my YouTube again? Should I start YouTube again? That means I have to start from the scratch. I have to learn a lot. Now I'm not going to send videos to my boss because he got no time for that now. A lot of things on his plate. So I have to learn how to edit. I have to learn more about YouTube. YouTube is not just about creating videos and posting. It goes way beyond that. I had to take up classes. I had to pick my life. I had to start finding my life again. That aside, so I wish I never returned back, or if I returned for my youth service, of course I would have done that. Even if it's many years later, I would have gone for my service. So I wish after my youth service I would have returned back to Ghana to continue from where I stopped. Like my absence wouldn't have been felt that much if I had returned back to Ghana to continue from where I stopped. I wish I returned back to Ghana immediately after my youth service. Yeah, I wish so. But it's all right. It's all right. So many of you are in a country, in a state, in a region, and you are thinking of relocating somewhere else. Now, you might be anywhere. You can even be in Ghana and you want to relocate to the UK, to the US. You're already figuring out life for yourself here. Things are already working out for you here. You can already see that Ghana is treating you nice. Nigeria is treating you nice. Anywhere you are is treating you nice. But because you just want to, you feel you can always figure things out, you move. Just know that when you move to any country, any state, any region, you're going to be destabilized for a while. And hope that place favors you just like where you were. That's what people don't understand. In as much as I am saying that I wish I remained in Ghana, that doesn't mean that Nigeria is a bad place. People are making it in Nigeria big time. Like there are so many students that schooled in Ghana that returned back to Nigeria and Nigeria favored them. Like Nigeria is treating them so well. They are doing so well in Nigeria. Maybe that's where their grace is. Maybe that's where their star is. Maybe that's where the land will bless them. But maybe mine was Ghana. And I didn't figure it out on time. I wish I did though. So before you move out from anywhere you are, before you relocate, think about it, pray about it, put so many things into consideration. Don't say because people are moving abroad and it's working for them, they are making it after 10 years and coming back. That means automatically that's how it's going to be for you. There are so many people that have stayed abroad for years, they have nothing to bring back home. There is nothing to write home about their life. But that is the same abroad that people go to and they succeed, they flourish, they make it. I see some people in Africa especially, you want to travel out, you sell your land, you sell your house, you sell your properties, you sell everything that you have worked for, you've toiled for here in Africa, and you relocate. And then sometimes you see those people do that and relocate and then they are regretting. I wish I never traveled. I wish I never sold my properties. I wish. So before you make any decision, especially decision that has to do with relocation, decisions that has to do with your life and significant stages of your life, especially the time that you're trying to find your feet, you need to be very, very, very careful. So many people have made mistakes. Not everybody have the opportunity of second chance. For me, I've been given another chance in Ghana, and trust me, that doesn't mean that when I return back to Ghana, things were just rosy. And I can see that I am working in alignment to God's plan and God's purpose for my life. I feel this land is here to bless me. That's what I feel. Ghana has been a blessing to me, and it will continually be a blessing to me. Nigeria is still a blessing to me, but I feel this is where God wants me to start. And number 2 thing I regret not doing in Ghana, that I feel if I had done this thing in Ghana back then, I would have been better. It's not mingling with Ghanaians. Okay, so it's not like I intentionally, separated myself from Ghanaians. The thing was that my school was dominated by Nigerians. We had few Ghanaians, but they were dominated by Nigerians and Francophones. And my routine was always house, school, church, work, especially when I started working. And the immediate friends I had then, they were Nigerians. I didn't have the opportunities to really relate with Ghanaians. I think the time I really came close to Ghanaians, or the time I always come very close to Ghanaians, was in church, because I was attending a Ghanaian. No, my church is not a Ghanaian church. My church is also in Nigeria, but this church was dominated. I was the only Nigerian. It was dominated by Ghanaians. They're all Ghanaians. There are some churches in Ghana that are dominated by Nigerians. This church is a Nigerian church. No, my church wasn't a Nigerian church. My church, my church is like a universal church. My church is like everywhere. So, and the one I was attending in Ghana was dominated by Ghanaians. In that my branch, a very big church, I was the only Nigerian, so I was easily spotted out. So I think that was the closest I really came with Ghanaians. So any small tree you hear me speak, it was Ghanaians in my church that were forcing me to learn. That kind of thing. Now when you speak English, they say minti brofo, minti. So you have to speak tree. So they were teaching me, oh, say this, oh, say bra. They were just teaching me stuff, and I was speaking in small. Even the little tree songs that I know, it was all from church. So I think that was the closest I came with Ghanaians when I was in Ghana. Then I feel if I had had a lot of interaction with Ghanaians, I would have known a lot of people. And even if I had left Ghana that time, I would have had every reason to return back. Aside my job, I would have had every reason to return back after my youth service. I didn't really mingle with Ghanaians, and I feel bad about it right now, that I would have known a lot of people. When I felt it more, it was when I returned back to Ghana in the year 2022. When I returned back to Ghana, and most of the Nigerians that I knew back then in school had returned back to Nigeria, and I was feeling so lonely. I felt so alone. Yes, there were days where I scrolled through my phone, and I wish I had someone I could call, someone I could communicate to, like a Ghanaian, an indigene, because I had a lot of things on my mind. I was trying to figure out life again for the 3rd time. I was trying to figure out life again. So I had a lot of burning questions I needed answers to, and those answers would have been given to me by indigenes, by Ghanaians, but I didn't get anybody to answer those questions. It wasn't funny, but I thank God now I've been able to relate with a lot of Ghanaians, and this is just the beginning. I've mingled with Ghanaians, and it's not like I don't know any Ghanaian. Please don't get me wrong. I have few Ghanaian friends, but I didn't mingle as much as I should have. Now I'm doing what I should have done so many years ago. So this is me talking to anybody, anywhere you find yourself. Try to associate yourself with the indigenes of that community, that place. It will help you in case there's any problem. It's going to help you. You cannot do without the indigenes. You can't be an island. You cannot be an island. It's not funny, because you'll be lonely at the top. Yes. So another thing I wish I did many years ago, but I did not do, was exploring Ghana. I never traveled. When I mean traveling, I mean travel to know the place. Do you get? I traveled to Kumasi, I traveled to Tamale. On these 2 occasions, they were strictly for work, and I just went to a particular place. Each of these places, I didn't stay more than 24 hours. I just went to a particular place, do what I was supposed to do, and come back. I think when I went to Kumasi was when I went for a political shoot. It was during some, I don't know, was it during election time? Something like that. I can't recall, but it was something political that took us to Kumasi. And then we went to shoot that video, and then we came back. And when I went to Tamale, it was business, it was work that took me to Tamale. And I did not spend all the 24 hours in Tamale. I came back. Those were the only places. I think I went to Swedru strictly for work too, to shoot videos. I finished shooting and I'm back. I did not explore, I did not ask questions, I did not get to know the indigenous. So I cannot really say a thing about the people from these places I have mentioned. So that's not knowing them, that's not exploring. I did not get to know. I had opportunities to. I could have, if I wanted to, if I was open-minded to it, I should have done it. But your girl did not, and I come back to Ghana and I'm like, what have I done to myself? What exactly have I done to myself? Do you know, even in Accra that I stay, there are so many places I don't know. So when I'm discussing with some of my friends that also schooled in Ghana, and they are mentioning places inside this Accra that I'm waggling my mouth as if I know, and they'll be mentioning places and I'm lost. They'll be like, you follow this road and enter. They say, oh, okay. Sometimes you know the place. I know. Continue. Let's just go to the end point, because I don't know. I didn't go out. I didn't mingle. It's bad. It's really bad. It was just as if I came to Ghana to gain the certificate, and that was all. And that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to know the people although I won't say I know Ghanaians, no, but the few I mingled with, I can say 1 or 2 about Ghanaians, but not as in-depth as someone that has traveled around Ghana, that has explored Ghana, that has asked questions, that has been inquisitive about knowing about their culture and every other thing. So this might be you in someone's country. This might be you. Even some people, even in their own state, in their own country, they don't know anything about their country. I'm also guilty. I don't know anything about Nigeria. When I mean anything, Nigeria has 36 states, and I've not visited up to what am I saying? And I've visited just 4 states. 4 per. And even those 4 states that I visited, I wouldn't say I know them to the I just know them to a certain level. Yes, maybe a reasonable percentage, but I don't know them to the depths of knowing them. So it can even be in your state. You might be a Ghanaian living in Ghana, but you don't know your country. You think you know your country, you don't. A foreigner from outside might even know your country better than you do, because those people are asking questions, they are exploring, they want to know more. If I have the opportunity, when I have the opportunity to go back to Nigeria and I can travel around, if I have the opportunity to travel, I will travel and ask questions and get to know my country very well. Because people can reach out to me and be like, tell me more about this state. What do you know about these people? And I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, aside the ones that I read on paper, aside reading, aside getting to study about a particular people, because of course I've done that to so many states, I've done that about so many states, even in Ghana I've done same, but it's different when you experience them yourself, you get. So yes, this is me sharing some of my regrets, some of the things I wish I knew many years ago that would have made my life better. These things might help you. You might relate to 1 or 2 of these things I have just discussed, because trust me, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, all of these things I mentioned is very important. Whether you're in your country or you are in another man's country, wherever you find yourself, these things get to play out. And if you are not careful, you're going to be making lots and lots and lots of mistakes. So this is me sharing my mistakes with you, sharing my regrets with you, and I wish you don't make the same mistake. And if you've made mistakes like me before in the past, come on, stand up, dust yourself and get going. If there are mistakes you have to correct them and get going. Come to that realization that yes, you have made this mistake, but you want to correct them, and try as much as possible, put in every effort possible, put in every work possible to ensure that you correct those mistakes and make a better life for yourself and be happy. At the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about you fulfilling God's purpose for your life. It's all about doing what you are meant to do in this life. Any other thing will follow suit. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope this video was helpful in one way or the other. Please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on the bell notification so you get notified when next I upload a new video. And until we meet next time, do not forget to always smile because you're beautiful when you do. Bye.